So we finally made it, guys. The end of JJK. Now, for the past week or so, I've been kind of taking a play out of Gege's handbook, and I've been in the hospital myself. So I'm a little late to everything, but still, we're here. Now, for this video, I guess I'm gonna go over the new information that was given to us with the new volume and everything, and then I'm not gonna really do like a whole chapter breakdown or like, you know, what I usually do. This video is kind of to just like express my gratitude for the series and towards Gege for creating this amazing piece of art. And yeah, so the first piece of information that kind of sticks out to me, or I at least find interesting, is the use of a technique called air jumping, or basically double jumping. So Gege was trying to give explanation or reason as to why Sukuna and like Maki and all these other characters were able to move the way that they were and jump through the air, and, you know, just kind of defy logic in a sense, and basically show and explain how it's different from Gojo, who can quite literally just teleport around. They're essentially just using the air surface as like a foothold in order to jump again or move forward or something like that. And very specifically, Sukuna is manipulating his cursed energy to allow him to do so with more ease, but it's also way more difficult because he has to constantly create a path using his cursed energy in order to do that, and there's not always like probable air surfaces for him to land on with cursed energy. So I found that interesting. But yeah, so the next piece of information that I think is cool is actually about Uruume and a lot of the other Culling Game players. So before reincarnation, a lot of the Culling Game players had different names and, you know, looked differently, but due to the vessel that they were put in, moving forward, depending on whatever vessel they were put in, they had to begin to go by that name and everything. So a lot of them had different names originally, is what I'm trying to say. And for Uruume, it was completely different. Uruume was actually a male at first before reincarnation, and due to a contract with Kenjaku, that caused them to be reincarnated as a female, basically. Now, some of this stuff I'm not going to get into too much because it's just mainly just redraws of panels that Gege felt like he could have done better on, or that he just didn't have enough time on due to him being in the hospital and stuff like that, and just how certain things inspired certain parts of his artwork. Like, for example, how the anime version of, you know, Sukuna fighting and the way that he uses his cleaves and dismantles played a heavy role in how he later drew Sukuna in the battle against everybody else, which is super crazy if you think about it, because it's just like this man's work became so big that at some point it came full circle and re-inspired him himself, you know? So that's pretty cool. Now, the last thing that I want to touch on that I find is really cool, even though it's kind of silly that this character is introduced at the end of the series, but whatever, is the introduction of a character named Usami. So all the way back in chapter 253, when they were talking about the strongest grade 1 sorcerer, Usami was mentioned by name but never actually shown until, well, now. And Gege goes on to draw every character basically in a little interview with the quote saying, "Who's Usami? I absolutely can't stand that guy. Usami only listens to orders from above, nothing else. There's no need to remember it. I don't have a clue. There's so much more you should be asking, you know." But yeah, aside from those little tidbits with that pseudo interview, that's the only information we have about Usami, and we have a little image for him. But aside from that, we're probably not going to get anything else about him unless Gege does more interviews, or he might do like a little spin-off story. I doubt it, but, you know, still. But yeah, essentially that's really it. Aside from that, there's just a couple of redraws from some panels and stuff like that, which actually look fantastic, look really good. And some more redraws of like the chibi arts from the pages, which I really enjoy. I love these chibi arts for some reason. They're like my favorite. But with all the new stuff, that's pretty much it.